Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Darien, and on this channel I talk about lifestyle, travel, and all things food. If this is your first time here, don't forget to like my video, to subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Today, I'm taking you along with me as I celebrate Canada Day. Canada Day is celebrated on July 1st of every year, and today it actually fell on a weekday, which wasn't that all that great. But I'm gonna be celebrating in a city called White Rock. Different cities actually have different Canada Day celebrations, but most of the popular ones within Vancouver Lower Mainland would be the Canada Day celebration in Vancouver, the one in Surrey will be the two biggest ones. But I'm not looking too much to celebrate in a crowded place, so I opted out to celebrate at a smaller city, which is White Rock. And White Rock is actually a very nice city. It's close to Surrey. It was actually kind of cut out from Surrey. So this is actually a restaurant in White Rock. It's very popular and they have nice food, but it's kind of pricey. I've eaten there before. And so we're just going to be walking around, and that is the Bay Area. And so you have a lot of, people displaying their wares here, different things being displayed here, from jewelry to clothes to food. Anything really you can find here. So if you keen on buying anything, like this is food, for instance, handmade food, and we have just beside it someone selling cloth. It's more like a flea kind of market that is going on here. And then obviously you have different businesses as well, displaying their wares here too. So yeah, we're just walking towards the pier, and the crowd is kind of, I wouldn't say it's not that crowdy, but there's quite a number of people that came out for Canada Day celebrations. There's gonna be fireworks later in the evening, at night, around maybe 10:30. But then there are a lot of activities before then. So we have a lot of food trucks as well, and there's quite a number of lineups for people that want to buy things at the venue. But the thing about all this food truck is that it's so pricey, it's expensive, because the people are going to be capitalizing on tourists. They're visiting this place, right? Like you can buy a cup of corn for like $10 was what we're selling. I'm like, really? Why would you want to buy a cup of corn for $10 when they sell corn in Superstore for like 50 cents? So those kind of prices is what you would see here. And then we have Thrifty Foods. Thrifty Foods is like a supermarket, and they had quite a number of lineup because there was opportunity to win some freebies such as lunchbox, ice cream, sunglasses. So the people were actually attracted to that particular stand. And then we had this ice cream place. It was kind of neat, but I resisted temptation. It's called Thai Affair. It's like rolled up gelato. So, well, not ice cream, but gelato. There was also quite a number of lineup over there. And we have that pizza place. My kids actually ate at the pizza place. And so still a number of other food trucks that are available at the venue. And the venue for the Canada Day celebration at White Rock is just at the pier. White Rock has one of the longest piers, not one of the longest, but actually the longest pier in Canada. And that is the main stage, where you're going to be having a lot of artists, and they have different times that different artists will be performing. Like I said, it's a celebration, and different artists are performing, and people are going to be listening to different types of music. And yeah, and the other thing about White Rock is there's actually a train track just beside the pathway where people are walking. And you would probably see, hopefully we'll be lucky enough to get like a train pass. So if you look straight ahead, you're going to see the pier. That's the pier that we're walking towards. Like I said, it's the longest pier in Canada. So in 2018, the pier was actually torn in half during a winter storm, and but it was repaired like a year after. So there was a huge, amount of money that was spent on the repair. I think millions of dollars was spent on getting the pier back to its current stage. And we're going to just continue to walk towards that side, and I would show you what the pier looks like. So the other good thing about Canada Day is that you can actually come as a family and have a picnic. So you see a lot of people with tents, picnic chairs, picnic mats. So they're coming as a family. They bring their own food. They get a good spot on the grass, and they have picnic and spend the whole day outside, getting the good view of the waters, as well as getting live music. You also have some picnic benches over there, and people are taking pictures with that pop-up inflated balloons. So yeah, and then they also had like a kids zone, and I'm going to show you that as well. But you can see a lot of people sitting on the grassy part and having some form of picnic around that area. So my kid got this cookie, and it has that signature maple leaf and the A, which is kind of synonymous with Canadians. And we have this tall statue that just passed, which reminded me of activities in Nigeria as well. Okay, so yeah, we're going to continue to walk. A lot of people are trying to go to the pier as well. So there's a kind of some form of human traffic going towards the pier. And we are here. This is Canada's longest pier. So it's very long. It takes you from one end to like the middle of the water, not the middle of the water, but close to the middle of the water. Not the middle of the water, but close to close to that side. So it's a good spot to take pictures, and it's kind of touristy. So if you ever come to White Rock, make sure you visit this pier. And White Rock also has one of the best ice creams that I've tasted in Canada, and it's a better video that shows you the length of the pier. You can see that it's constructed with a wooden frame, and there's also a path for people with strollers to roll their strollers. Like I said, it's a very nice view. And you can see people in the water having a nice time swimming and playing some water games. And you can also see some other people are like kayaking, some people are on their canoes paddling away. And it was actually a very nice time to come out One thing, however, is that I don't think the water here is very clean. I'm not sure how people are actually swimming in this water, but I don't think, from my own perspective, it's not clean water. So I find it very hard to allow my kids or myself to go inside the water. And there's also, as you walk down the pier, it gives you a brief history about how White Rock came about. You can see that it was incorporated in 1957 was when it became a city on its own. So a little bit history about how White Rock became a city. And then he also talks about the Campbell River and how that came about as well, the history of the river over there. And in case you don't know, there's actually a White Rock, and that's how the city came about, the name White Rock. And there's actually a romantic story behind this White Rock. It's about two indigenous people that fell in love. They threw a stone across the river and they landed here, and they formed a city here, so that they can live happily ever after. Their families were not in agreement for them to get married. After throwing the stone, they landed in White Rock, and this is where they call their home. So this rock is there, and it's synonymous with White Rock. It's actually a rock, and that's how the city got its name. So that's a little bit of history for you in terms of White Rock. And you can see the boulders that was used to prevent the windstorm, to prevent the destruction of the pier because of the windstorm that occurred. And this is to prevent the water from overflowing as well. And you can see people are actually around it and having some nice water sports going on over there. And then people can also climb. I'm going to show you people fishing around the pier as well. Have lots of small boats around, and you can see these folks are actually fishing in the water there. I think someone caught a crab, and I think I caught a picture of that. But if you have your fishing gears, you can just come in and fish. I think you don't have to have a license for leisure fishing, but I think there's some places you can't carry out leisure fishing because they're protecting the habitats of some fishes. So just as an FYI. And then you have some other folks swimming over there and trying to jump using the pier as a springboard to jump into the water. And I think I captured that as well. So this guy caught the crab and is going to release it back into the water. Perhaps they don't eat crab, or perhaps the crab is not the edible type of crab. I don't know, but he caught the crab and he released it back into the water. And usually when you go fishing, you come with your cooler, so that when you catch the fish, you put it back in the water in the cooler, and to keep it. You can see that's the crab coming out from his fishing nets. But this was kind of neat. It was neat to watch, and kind of educational as well for the kids. And then you have these guys over here. They're also having a nice time, and they're about to jump off the pier. Like I said, they're using it as a springboard, and I tried to capture that as well. So you see, and that's it. The height is kind of high, so if you're not a good swimmer, I wouldn't encourage you to do this. You must know how to swim for you to jump off. And I always, people that live around this place, they're getting definitely a nice view of the water, so which is very neat, and obviously fresh air as well. So you can see the surrounding of what it looks like, and that's the pier. And we are heading back. Continue to walk. We're going towards the kids zone now, and this is the kids zone. And they had some kids game. There's tic-tac-toe, which is XOXO, but my kids call it tic-tac-toe. So they're trying to play the tic-tac-toe. This game, it's like an endless game. You start it and you can never finish it because no one wins. So that's it. we're in Folok. A cargo train just passed by, and you can see it's a very long one, and carrying different goods. I'm not sure where it's going, probably to the US. Not sure, but yeah, it's really nice. So it's nice that we're able to view this, and you can see that folks are just walking by the train track and going. So this is the artist lineup for the Memorial Park stage, which is the main stage, and you can see the DJ is performing, and you're going to be having a lot of people come in to dance, and I'm just going to allow you enjoy this. And yeah. I was actually keeping fingers crossed and hoping that the DJ would play kind of Nigerian music, like maybe Grandma or Davido. And yeah, but no Nigerian music was played. But it was all nice. People still danced. You had kids come up the stage and they danced as well. And then we had the artist come in, and I'm going to allow you enjoy this as well. And so it was really, really a nice Canada Day celebration. We couldn't stay for the fireworks, but that would have been the icing on the cake. But I'll leave you with this, artist performance. It was really nice, and it was nice that we could be able to celebrate Canada Day. I'm so grateful to be able to call Canada my home, and I've been living in Canada now for a while. I'm going to ask you guys to guess, and who knows, you might actually win something. If you guess right, you might actually win something. So I'm going to be in the comment section, and I'll be checking if anybody guessed right. So thank you so much for staying with me. I'll leave you with these beats of lovely music from this artist. I hope you have a nice time till next week. Bye, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.
in Tennessee, you're always on my mind. Mama, every Saturday, I can hear your southern drawl 1,000 miles away. God, what have you done? You pink pony girl, and you dance at the club, Mama.